It's amazing what can come from just one message and a love of running. This story begins with a single email that I received some weeks ago to the JOG On inbox. It was simply titled Fan Mail, and the sender was a man called Sonny. To be honest, I wasn't convinced it was genuine, but I opened it all the same. The email read as follows. Hi Harry, Sonny from Bath here. A quick email to thank you for the enjoyable content you're putting out. I started running in November after putting on 5 stone, settling at 131 kilograms. Having never had a serious crack before, I laced up, ramping up to continuous runs made up of 5k, 10k and a recent 16.1k PB. Everything is becoming easier by the week and I've lost a few kilograms. I've really found your videos to be a great uplift, positive and somewhat comical. Somewhat? What's he mean? Anyway, they've inspired me when I really couldn't be bothered. Thank you. Regards, Sonny. Then attached to this message was a picture of a man at the top of Pen y Fan, the highest peak in southern Wales. Presumably, this was Sonny himself. He mentioned that the furthest he'd run up to that point was 16.1k or 10 miles, which gave me an idea. Inspired by his words and his story, I inquired if he'd be happy to jump on a video call. He said yes. I signed on and waited for Sonny.
If you can hear me, it says that you're connecting to audio at the moment.
And then he appeared.
How's it going? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, man. How are you?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
When I got your email, it was good to know that JOG On in some way had been able to vibe or resonate with someone like yourself.
I first wanted to know about his name.
Where did it come from? Why did your parents call you that?
I've no idea. No idea.
But also, how he had originally discovered the podcast and videos produced by JOG On.
Working night shifts on your break, you get to binge watch a few YouTube videos now and again, looking for bits of advice really. And JOG On come up. Your videos almost seemed a lot more relatable than other videos that I've seen. More personal. I don't know how fast I'm going to do it, but it seems well within reach.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'd be good if you get this one smashed out and crack on to the next one to see what happens.
It's a fairly bleak English morning, just the first few spots of rain appearing. And we're on our way, ironically, to meet a man called Sonny. Obviously, the plan is for you and I to actually meet up and do a run together. We've talked about doing the half marathon in distance.
Does this cover us for what? I was optimistic of putting out in it.
2:45.
4 hours.
Yeah, you're forced to get a PB. That was a shipment of new JOG On tops. Well, the orange calf sleeves are back on. One way to break down a half marathon is to see it as a
10 mile with a 5k
park run on top. I'm going to stick my ultra vest on so I can carry whatever as well.
On you. Okay.
And with that, as we passed straight through a tunnel, Sonny had begun his first ever half marathon distance.
Hopefully me being there isn't too off-putting and I don't just chat away and you think, oh, shut up, Harry.
I think that's exactly what I need.
I'd been interested to understand more about Sonny's journey to this point.
Take me back to before. What instigated a bit of weight gain? How did that all come about? Was it lockdown or something else?
Yeah, so I had a random sort of blood test to my doctor and he said, your liver looks a bit stressed. So, okay. I've never drank in my life. But he said, you need to lose a bit of weight. Yeah, I'm going to do that and then put 5 stone on. I thought, yeah, I need to do something about that now, really. I was chatting to my friend, he's quite into his fitness. He mapped out a little run on Strava, half mile out, half mile back. I think I've got about 20 yards.
As we made our way along the path, I discussed the conditions.
So I think it's probably a good thing that we've run it at the time we are running it. I think months earlier, this would have been quite muddy. It's a little bit slippery underfoot, but not too bad. How are you feeling?
Good, mate. 21 to go.
Only 21 to go. We've chosen the canal today because it's predictable terrain, even if it is a little boggier than expected. It's fairly flat and we don't have to think too hard about where we're going. We just track the water. So we're just coming up to 5.5 kilometers. The path has somewhat improved. It's a little bit drier here, whereas prior to that we were slipping around slightly. I think there were moments for both Sonny and I. Took a slight slip there.
There's not a lot of information for big runners. I can't seem to find a lot specifically.
Even when you watch a lot of the videos and bits out there, it's someone who's already got like a 6-pack just running along with some weights or whatever. And you're kind of thinking, ooh, you know, there's a bit of a barrier to entry there.
Yeah, that's a few weeks away anyway, so.
Sonny, I was going to ask you, when you're running and getting the tiredness, what What goes more for you? Is it the breathing system or is it more muscular legs?
It's a shorter run, definitely breathing. And a longer one, definitely legs.
It's a strange thing when you go through that adaptation phase.
So many people do what you did and go for that very first run, and then maybe they do 3 or 4 more and drop off, or maybe they just stop straight after that. So why is it that you were able to keep going? What was the main motivating factor?
I found that I enjoyed it enough to want to go. Don't get me wrong, it's not always like that. A lot of the time you don't want to, but after, when you sat down buzzing. And I don't think I'd get that feeling from anything else.
So yeah, things going well. Just gone through 5.6 kilometers of a total of 21.
Sonny and I continue tracking the canal path, comparing notes on running and life. Separated by less than 2 years in age and born in the same English city, there was likely more we had in common than we realised.
Within a couple of weeks, really slowly done 5k. For me, that's massive. Before that, I've never ran. I never was really interested in running, but it grips you. The idea of being able to consistently run for 3.1 was massive. I thought, well, what else can I do? And it's gone from there, really.
The canal path remained quiet, with just the odd cyclist or dog walker passing, with the only interruption being the occasional opening of a gate.
So we've not seen that many people. Just gone through the 10 kilometer mark, hitting 10.3 kilometers on the clock now. Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good, good. So we're approaching half of a half marathon, or a quarter marathon if you like, which is 10.55 kilometers total.
I've found in the past that being a bit taller, being over that 6 foot mark, it actually means you can get away for a while with more, because you kind of carry it a bit better. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, one day you look in the mirror and you're going, oh no, I've gone a bit far here. This is a little bit far. Running and weight loss has a very strange relationship, but if you can get on the right side of it, it can be the best thing in the world. And like you say, ticking off those goals as you go. We jogged our way past canal boats, World War II pillboxes, and found ourselves coming up to the planned turnaround point.
So Sonny and I are just coming up to the halfway point, and we're turning here. And now we head back. Wouldn't it have been amazing if we just gone bang?
Intentionally over the halfway mark of 10.55 kilometres, so as to allow us to have a cool down walk once we'd hit the half marathon mark. We were on the home straight, albeit a very long one.
The canal that we've chosen to run along has really been quite scenic, and that's made for a particularly enjoyable half marathon because we've been able to look around at some really nice scenery.
I wanted to know more about the photo Sonny had sent me in that first email.
14 kilometres.
A photo of himself crouched at the summit of Pen y Fan.
So the Pen y Fan trip was my friend's actually. He's a big lad as well. He said that's one of his goals, to do Pen y Fan. So we planned a trip, went up the snow on the summit as well. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
It took us quite a while to get out there. I think we done probably similar to my running. We done 20, 30 yards, and he stopped, huffed and puffed, and sort of looked at me. And I did look back, and I thought, I'm taking the mick a bit. I thought, no, he's joking. But he wasn't joking. He was really struggling. But anyway, we managed to get out there. Getting back down was slow for all of us, really. Everything was ice. People were sort of sailing past us with crampons. I wasn't expecting that.
What we have tonight?
In 30 seconds, 15 kilometres. And then time-wise, we've been running for an hour and 51 minutes. Sometimes you can just flick that switch and say, you know what, I'm just going to go out, pick a route that's 13.1 miles and run it.
Sonny was beginning to feel some pain from a recent injury.
We're just trying to manage the pace a little bit because Sonny's hip is a little, I don't know what the word for it is, temperamental at the moment. So we're just being careful. It's more important that we get quality kilometres in rather than taking the pace up and just hearing a large snap and Sonny collapses off into the canal.
I've incorporated into my training 10-mile runs.
We have just crossed the 10-mile mark, which means we're now officially running into unknown territory for Sonny, and the furthest distance he's ever covered running.
And sort of natural progression from 10 miles to me would be like 13.1.
We are still under the 2 hour mark at the moment, 1:59.42 I've got on the watch. So very well done.
Thank you.
How are you feeling now?
Combination, I'm tired. Okay, I'm through. Okay, final gel, final hurdle. Let's go.
Good man. The beautiful thing about going through that 10-mile marker when you're running a half marathon is that you have just a park run left, just one singular 5k to go. And if you can look at it like that, with that optimistic lens, it can do wonders for your mental motivation to keep pushing through.
It's just another 20 minutes, Harry, isn't it? Okay, so.
Hey, yeah, just another a 1950. You'll be all right.
A paddleboarder drifted by as we pushed on, discussing the motivating thought of getting a coffee after we were done.
It'd be good to have someone to talk to. I think that helped me keep pace, helped my breathing.
So we're at 17.3 kilometres right now.
I quickly realised running for me, it's not pace at the moment. Being the size that I am, it's going to be a bit slower. And what interests me is endurance and how far I can run.
18 kilometers there, 2 hours, 14 minutes of running. Quads are quite tight. Sonny was saying that even his watch strap was getting a bit tight. We get into a weird territory at this point when you go past the 2 hour mark of running. Strange, unknown things can happen to you. Feet can swell, backs can stiffen up. It's just about trying to find a rhythm in the exhaustion and push on, picture the finish line, and why you even set out in the first place to do it.
When I saw you go Crib Goch, that's sort of inspired me. My other half's forbidden me from doing it, but she's seen your video.
That's probably why she looked at it and went, no, absolutely not.
It does look good.
It's brilliant. It is brilliant, but it's a crazy knife edge ridge. Yeah, it's quite something.
That's something I want to do. Definitely want to do. Yeah.
That is 19 kilometers run. 2k to go, Sonny. But I must admit, after nearly 2.5 hours of running, I'm very much looking forward to getting back to the car park and just having something to eat. Just a couple of 100 meters off the 20-kilometer mark, which is, if you think about it, a quadruple park run. Absolutely marvelous running from Sonny, who I was just saying to you back there when he did his first 5k and completed that. If you said to him then, well, a few months down the line, you're going to run 4 of those back to back, he'd have probably thought you were crazy. It's amazing what's possible if you stick at it and the body adapts and the distance just starts to grow and grow and grow.
26.2 will, I think, be the next target after that.
Yeah.
Keep pushing towards it.
It's brilliant that you've just sort of climbed this ladder and you just want to keep going. It's inspiring that someone so quickly is just looking for the next thing, next thing, next thing. And I think that speaks to something in your own character. There is that river of people that just, they kind of want to look beyond that. They want to look into the shadows. What's next? Where can I go with it? And you're right. I think over time, we're starting to realize more and more that there is this thing of time and distance, and time is one angle and distance is another. And it sounds very much like at the moment, you just want to explore that distance thing. There's a fascinating thing about what can the human body do? You know, what can it endure?
Last kilometre, Sonny. 1,000 metres to go and you've run a half marathon. Not far at all. It's almost like you go into a sort of weird trance of just...
Definitely.
Oh.
It's like you're a mantra about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing brilliantly, and we have 2 laps of an athletics track to do, 800 metres.
When I started, it's 132 kilograms. It's difficult, it hurts, cardiovascular wise. I was terrible, like I said, 20 yards. I was really struggling, but you find that improves really quick. You might not have got faster, but you can run that little bit stronger, that little bit further.
Our path turned to grass, but Sonny was clearly hurting from the effort.
It'll be Crib Goch next. Just over 400 metres to go. Let's go, Sonny.
But with the finish in sight, I was confident Sonny wasn't going to stop now.
200 metres to go. Come on, Sonny. Let's go. We've got 2:37 on the clock. Really nice. Strong finish.
Aware that 13.1 miles was moments away, Sonny began to surge. As if to throw up a final test, we found ourselves climbing up towards a canal bridge, but Sonny dug deep.
There's a half marathon.
He'd done it.
Well done. Very good.
You're welcome.
That was amazing. That was a brilliant effort. I'm sorry that was such a weird finish. We kind of finished in the middle of a bridge. I'm like, oh, that's a half marathon there. Okay, right. How do you feel?
It's amazing.
I think really once we got past that 10-mile mark, you had to kind of go into your own zone. That is a lot to do with the fact that you've gone up to 10 miles.
We looked out at the view of the canal.
It was a really nice setting to do it in. We decided to go out that little bit further to the halfway point so that we could find ourselves with a nice gentle walk back to kind of cool down. But that was absolutely fantastic effort from Sonny. Very well done, Sonny. It was brilliant. Just amazing to come out and do a half marathon and spend some time out running for over 2.5 hours.
Back at the car park, I presented Sonny with a half marathon gift.
Oh, mate.
As a well done. That's right, man.
Well, thanks ever so much. Really appreciate that.
Get a coffee.
Some weeks later, I received another message from Sonny. This time, a different photo was attached. He was back at the summit, now a half marathoner. Whether it's weight loss, fitness, or something else, it's amazing what can come from a single email and a love of running. I'm Harry Morgan, and this is Jog On.